NASCAR trial day number 6. It had economist Edward Snyder on the stand on Monday, and he was brought in by the teams to, as Jeff Gluck basically put it, bring all the pieces together in terms of the financial information that we've been talking about so far. And now remember, he was brought in by the team, so there's certainly a slant to what he's going to be saying here. But Edward Snyder did say that his analysis concluded that NASCAR, as a monopoly, engaged in anti-competitive practices to further its monopoly with exclusive deals. So essentially the exclusive deals with the racetracks, exclusive deals with the teams in terms of one, competing in NASCAR with the charter agreement, not being able to compete elsewhere, and also having to buy those parts from the approved NASCAR single source supplied part providers and the Gen 7 race car. So all of that together, he says that NASCAR, contributed to anti-competitive practices because of all of that. He also goes on to talk about how around 2016, that charter agreement, there was the exclusive deal put together with the racetracks for them, those 5-year deal terms, if people remember those, or the extended terms at that. Now, NASCAR's legal team did try to paint Edward Snyder as a guy that didn't have all of his facts together, the guy that didn't really fully understand the financial landscape of NASCAR. And they went on to say that, yeah, we've been paying racetracks revenue much longer than just 2016, which isn't necessarily what he said here based on what I've read. He essentially was saying that the exclusive deal for racetracks started around the same time that the original charter agreement did there. But he also said that his closest comparison was Formula One. He analyzed the NFL, MLB, and MLS, NBA, all the different sporting, even WNBA at that. And then basically compared NASCAR to Formula One, which of course is difficult because there's a lot more money in Formula One than in NASCAR. But he said one of the biggest differences is Formula One teams, they get 45% of all revenue. NASCAR teams only get 45% of TV revenue. So they're missing out on a pretty decent chunk of change there. And he also went on to say that NASCAR makes millions of dollars in sponsorship a year, and the teams don't see any of that. The official sponsors of NASCAR, things like that. So basically saying that all of it comes down to exclusivity, whether that be tracks, teams, cars. All of his testimony kind of centered around exclusivity. We'll see how that plays out with the jury here and how that plays out going forward. But we do expect Steve Phelps to hit the stand on Tuesday. Jim France will also be on the stand this week, as well as Richard Childress. Very excited for that.